Now let's focus on these two action buttons, the forgot password and login button. First of all, whenever we click any of these buttons, before we proceed and try to log in the user or try to reset its password, we need to have some information from the user. So in case of forgot password, we need to make sure that user has inputted an email address. So whenever we click forgot password, the email address has to have value in it. So let's check this. And in case if there is no email inputted, we are going to notify the user that email is required. So in our forgot password button pressed, I'm going to say if email text field.text is not equals to empty string, it means our user has inputted an email, and then we have an else statement. So here we are going to reset password, and here we are going to show error. Okay, and in order to show error, we are going to use progress AUD. I'm going to import this. And what the progress AUD does, I remember we installed it in our pods. You can scroll it down. In the pod file, you will see it's called progress AUD. And I promise that I will show you this once we start using each one of them. So if we go to GitHub and then search for progress AUD, you can see what this library provides us. There are different ways of showing notification to our user. Also, you can show text messages for error and for success. So it's not only these ticks, you can have also a text with them, which is some nice animation. You can check which one you want, and there is a quick start guide how to use each one. So if you want, check it out. There is a sample code here, etc., and the way to install it. Let's see where it is. It says pod progress AUD in order to install it with CocoaPods, which of course we have already done. So you can see what we have here, and all the things about the author and what it actually does. So it's quite nice library. I have been using it before, but now it was updated and the animations are much better than before. So let's go to our welcome view. Once you have imported progress AUD, you can use it. So in case of show error, I'm going to say progress AUD dot show error, and then we can just pass a text, and the text is going to be please insert your email. All right, and for the login button, I'm going to copy this and paste it here. But for login, in order to our user be able to log in, we need the email and the password. So we check if email is not empty, and then we say and, which is two and signs. Then we say password text field.text is not equals to empty string. Otherwise, instead of says please insert your email, we are going to say all fields are required. All right, let's test this functionality. So I'm going to click login. It says all fields are required. And let's click on forgot password. It says please insert your email address, which is very nice. This does exactly what we expected it to do. Here I'm just going to say instead of reset password is login. Okay, so the error part, let's just get rid of these comments, is set and everything is nice. And now we need a functionality to log in our user. But of course, before we can log in any user, we have to register some user. So we can go to our register view controller. And if I open this area here, again, let's start from error handling. And also we need to set these colors to be visible in white. So we are going to do the exact same thing as we did with our login view. And also we need to make these buttons work, of course. So let's go to our register view controller. And I'm going to again start with our view did load. And here we're going to say override user interface style equals .dark. This will fix our coloring issue. And also let's import progress AGT while we are here. And here, of course, we also need this background image view tab thing. So what I'm going to do is just copy this setup and these helper functions. We just jump to our register view. Let's put it somewhere here. And in our view did load function, we are going to call this setup. Background touch. So this will make our background touch work because the variable name is exactly the same. So we don't even have to change anything here. This said, let's also do this error handling. So in order to log in, there is not much to do. All we need to do is just dismiss the current view. So we just say self.dismiss animated true and completion nil. So what it does is just dismisses the current view. The same thing should happen when we click on a back button. We just want to dismiss it. Apart from register button pressed, everything should dismiss the view. And for the register, you can see we have quite a lot of things to check here, and to have it if else it's gonna be quite long. So let's write a function that is going to check if the data was inputted as we require. So let's go, and under helpers, I'm going to create another function, and this function is going to just return a boolean. So we are either going to have a boolean which says true for every required item is inserted, or it just says false that we are missing some information. So let's say private func is text data inputted, and this returns a boolean. So, and here we just check, we say return, and we need to return true or false as we promise here. And what we are going to return is user name text field dot text not equals empty string. And we have our email text field dot text not equals empty string, and city text field dot text not equals empty string, and date of birth text field dot text not equals empty string, and passwords dot text not equals empty string, and confirm password text field dot text not equals empty string. So what this does is, I need a space here, is checks if all these options are true, it will return a true. Otherwise, if any of these is false, so if our user forgot to put, let's say, an email address, this whole function is going to return false. And in that case, we are going to tell our user that there was an error. We have to put all the required functions, required data, so we can actually register our user. So let's go and call this function. So we say if is text data inputted, which is true or false. So if it's inputted, we want to register the user. Else, we want to tell our progress AGT dot show error, and let's just pass a string. It says all fields are required. And let's check this functionality. So this part is okay. We move on our sign up view. I'm going to try, let's first show our keyboard and try to dismiss. It works. Let's try register, says all fields are required. Let's try our back button. It dismisses the view, and click on login button. It dismisses our view. So everything is working as expected. Let's just, for a test, we'll put some information in each text field. Let's dismiss our view, and this time you see it doesn't give us an error because all the fields are completed. So in this case, we can proceed with registering our user.